Oh, this one, okay. I'll go over this one a little bit. I'm not sure if you followed this one or not. I don't remember if you saw my office hours video for Tuesday, you might get a feel for this because I walked through a set of transactions and described them as I was going. But this one is pretty tricky because you kind of have to think through, well, okay, I have an impact to cash and I have an impact to stock. Well, why would that be? Right. And so you have to then translate what you've read so far into what you're seeing and then come back with a response to that. And this one would definitely be an investment, an increase in ownership interest for cash. And hopefully, they would have nothing too tricky down here. That would be different. And they usually start out pretty simple on these, so not too bad. On this next one, you got supplies. That's interesting. You have an increase in cash, an increase in supplies, an increase in payables, and an increase in stock. Oh, so this one looks like somebody contributed money. That money went towards cash and supplies. Nice. And some sort of liability back to them. That's how I would read that. But why is that $44,000 here? That's interesting. I don't understand that.
It's number one.
These numbers are wrong. At least am I reading this wrong? I don't think I'm reading this wrong. That's interesting.
The owner invested 44,000 cash in the business.
Oh, maybe these are the beginning balances.
I think so.
Yeah, the accounting equation follows summary. Okay, so they're just showing you the changes in the balances. So we start out with 44,000. It stayed at 44,000. Okay, so that one was fine. I get it. Okay, so if I'm confused, somebody else will be confused. So I'll keep on working through this. So no change in common stock. You only had a change in liabilities. So there's $5,000 contributed to the supplies, and your cash went down by 6,000. So yeah, so you paid for your supplies partly with cash and partly with credit.
Yes,
that's what that's saying. So this next one, you have a decrease in cash as well. That decreases by what? That's 8,000. Is that no? That's $12,000 decrease. No change in supplies. It looks like your equipment increased, so you bought equipment for $12,000 because everything else stays the same. There we go. Okay. No change in cash. Increase in receivables. No change in supplies. Usually an increase in receivables means you sold something, which it shows up here on the revenue. So you sold something for $10,000, and that'll be services. On this one, you had an increase in cash. No change there, no change, no change. So increase in cash usually is that you either collected receivables, but the receivables didn't change, or you sold something for cash. And since your revenues went from 10 to 15, that's a $5,000 increase in revenues, which means that you sold something for cash, provided services for 5,000 in cash. Okay. A little tricky on this one, but that should help a little bit there.
I think the only thing sometimes I get stuck with it is the when there is the supplies and some paid in cash and some on credit. That's when it's a little bit tricky.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, definitely. It usually doesn't happen that often, but they're just trying to see if you can follow the breadcrumbs a little bit.